Alright, so I already recorded this once, and that's the second time because I messed up the first time, but you do not need to know that. So, welcome to the best DaVinci Resolve tutorial you have ever seen and you will ever see ever in your entire life, because this is actually very easy, and the way you do it. So you can go through all of those steps down here, and if you do, then you want to go from the left to the right, but you like literally do not need to, because everything you can just do in this one screen. Maybe this one for the colors, if you do need to color something and you know how to, then you may sometimes use this screen. And when you want to animate some stuff, like make the logo spin that I made, then you may want to use this. But for the most part, you're just gonna use this screen, and that's really all you need to know. So the first thing you want to do is add stuff to media pool, and you just go to your folder with your materials. You do want to have one, because if you were to store stuff on the pulpit or in many different folders, and you can have it in many different folders, it's just important that you don't move the files when you're working on the project, because they are just media pool is not gonna know where they are and isn't gonna know where to find them. So even if you put them somewhere in the timeline already, it's gonna be confused and it's not gonna know where it is. So you do want to have one folder. It's just easier this way. So you put all of the stuff you want to use in that media pool, just dragging them. Don't need to do anything else. Why not the snake? Okay. And so you start by just literally dragging your first scene on the timeline. And this is your background, right? So you just drag that here. This is your background. Also, this is the inspector. You just want to have this clicked always so you can see the stuff here. It looks like a lot of weird stuff, but it's really easy. I will go over it very shortly. So you want this to be like to fit the screen. So you just go here on this thingy, you click it. You can like type the exact number if you know, but you can just literally clip it and drag it to make it bigger, smaller, however you want. It just makes it easier for you. You can also just do it like this. It's just easier here to make it even. Okay, so this is your background now, right? And now you may want this, I want this little circle here, so I'm gonna add my circle, right? And I want the circle to spin. First of all, I want it slightly bigger, but I want the circle to spin. So that's why we need this inspector part here, because video, transform, and because I want it to spin. So I am gonna mark the rotation angle. And when the rotation angle is marked, this is what you're gonna be, let's say, animating. It's almost like animating. You can mark all of them. I personally only mark the stuff that I'm currently working on, the way that I want it to move, just because it's much easier to control this way, and there's less of a chance that you're gonna make a mistake. And if you do, then it's easier to fix it. So I wanted to spin, I put rotation angle. So rotation angle, right? And so I only wanted to spin a little bit. Important part. Okay. Rotation angle. You go to your layer with the circle, and if you are here in the timeline on the very beginning, this is the position the circle is in. Then because you moved the rotation angle, you marked the rotation angle, you can drag this wherever you want in the timeline. I'm gonna put it on the very end because I want to spin for the entire time. So I'm gonna rotate it just a little bit because I wanted to rotate very, very slowly. If you wanted to rotate faster, you'll just make the rotation angle bigger. I only wanted to move a little bit, so I'm gonna make the rotation small, rotation. I only wanted to move a little bit, so I'm gonna move the rotation angle just a little bit. Then I go to the beginning, and you can already see that it starts spinning when I'm just moving my cursor across the timeline. And now you can see that it spins very, very slowly, very, very nicely, right? You can make it faster, slower, it doesn't matter. But I want some more movement in just that one scene because it's kind of boring. So I'll go to the background. And what I will do is I will go to this setting right here to dynamic zoom. And now the green box is what you're seeing and the red box is what you're gonna be seeing. Like this, the green box is the beginning, the red box is where it's going to. Don't worry that it went slightly smaller, it just takes the whole entire picture to the consideration, but that doesn't really matter, it doesn't affect anything. This is how you turn it on, you have to remember for it to be turned on. And you can toggle between those, like if you want the zoom to be the other way, you just make the green box be the outer box and the red box be the inner box. You can easily toggle between them. I want this to be this way, so it goes out. And you can see this adds a lot of like, it looks more dynamic when it moves slightly up. You can do it another way. You can do it this way and then just zoom it out yourself. But this makes it much smoother. And you can also like put this in places so that it zooms in particular way. We don't really want this right now because that's just our background. I will even make this zoom be a little bit smaller like this so that it's slower. And now it's gonna just slightly zoom out and this is just gonna rotate here. But now I want a duck. Now I want a duck to appear in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a duck here. I want it to appear on the screen. I want it to be in the very middle. So I'm gonna go here, here, and I'm just gonna literally drag it smaller, put it wherever I want it to be. And in the very middle of the circle, maybe a little bit above the circle, let's say, so that it's more so it has like more dimension. And I want it to appear on the screen. So this is a really nice setting. It's dissolve. You can just click it and it's gonna like make it appear. You can drag this to make it appear faster, slower, whatever you want. I like it to be a little bit like delicate, like slower appear in this particular case. So this is our first scene, let's say. It's a short, nice scene with a duck. But that is not all that we want. We want a second scene, like we want some change. So I'm gonna put my second background on the same layer that I have my first one because I want to make a nice transition between those. So I'm gonna go to my second background. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll go to my second background. I'll go here and I will make this bigger so that it fills my screen nicely. And then I'm gonna go here. Oh, actually something cool I wanna do with the duck. First, I'm gonna go to effects. I'm gonna scroll all the way down. I'm gonna take my waviness. I'm gonna make my duck be wavy because that's what I want from life. Okay, now I'm gonna put an effect here. I mean, not an effect, transition, because I want this to be nice, smooth, and look cool, right? So what I am gonna do is one of the transitions I like is this one. It doesn't have many uses because it like, you know, it just like transition like that. So I'm gonna put it here, make this be a transition. I'm gonna make it slightly shorter because I only like it when it's a fast one. Looks more smooth, looks more natural. So this is very laggy. What you're seeing right now is very laggy, but the video is not gonna be very laggy. And when you're doing it, it probably won't be either. The reason why mine is very, very laggy right now is because I'm running OBS Studio at the same time and I'm recording the screen. I'm running like 5 billion other stuff. So this is laggy, this doesn't look good, but I have a fairly good sense of what it's gonna look like, so I'm not worried. And you're gonna see because I'm gonna post the video at the end, like the ready product of what we're doing here. So you're gonna see that it does look good. It doesn't look this laggy. It's only this laggy because of all of the stuff that I'm running. So the program has trouble making it smooth, but that's okay. So I'm not gonna bother with those two because I feel like they will look quite naturally when they just disappear right when the transition happens. We can always like dissolve them here so that they go naturally, or put an effect or transition on them. so that they also do something cool here, but I'm just kind of worried it's gonna be too much and it's not gonna look cool, right? Because effects and transitions are great, but when there's too many of them, it just looks kind of cheap. So I'm gonna leave it like that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another layer here I'm gonna go to titles, and that's just your text. And when you mouse over it, you can see like how the text is gonna appear. Same with effects. Effects is gonna show you the same stuff, and transitions too. When you mouse over them and move it, it's gonna show you how it looks on the screen, right? I'm gonna pick something I like. Something cool. Oh, I kind of like that one. Let's go with this one. I'm gonna put it in this my new layer. Here I just type whatever I want. If you didn't know that's what I was gonna type, do you even know me? Because I don't think so. Okay, I'm picking a nice font now. Whatever I like, it doesn't really matter right now. Yeah, whatever, this one is cool. I want this to be slightly bigger, so again, the same way I was making the other stuff bigger. And you're just gonna do that. It's gonna be much smoother, you're gonna see, don't worry about that. Here I can make this pink like that, right? Yes, I want this pink, because pink is a nice color and I like it. So it's gonna be pink. And yeah, so that's basically it. I don't think we need to go over much more stuff. That's like your basic stuff. Oh, I actually know, I want to show you how to make stuff walk on the screen. So I'm gonna take that snake, I'm gonna make a new layer just so it's easier to put it in place. I'm gonna have the snake, right? I'm gonna have it only on the very end, like kind of creep into the video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make him small. I'm gonna put him out of, like, you can't see him, right? He's there, you can't see him though. That's the beginning. See, this is the beginning of the layer, beginning of the timeline. This is where the snake is. Now I'm gonna mark zoom, position, and rotation angle. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna move in the timeline to somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna move the snake here. Make him slightly bigger. Rotate him a little bit. And the snake is gonna say hello here. And then after that, he's gonna go here. Like this. So at the very end, it's gonna go here. It's gonna get bigger. And he's gonna say hello to everybody. Maybe like here. Yeah. So he's just gonna naturally walk in. I promise he's naturally gonna see at the very end of this. I'm gonna play the clip of it right now. So this is what we did. This is how to do it, and you are very welcome. So yeah, that's your proof that you do not have to watch 5 billion tutorials to know how to do stuff. I mean, I don't, and you do, so therefore I made one for you. Bye!